How did one man, with a single Instagram post, rewrite global social media history and leave millions asking the same question? Is Kim Taehyung's influence truly limitless? What if the power to stop the world, even for a brief digital moment, rested in a single click? What if one notification, one new post, one quiet appearance on a screen could trigger headlines, overwhelm servers, and redraw the boundaries of fame in the modern era? When Kim Taehyung, globally known as V of BTS, crossed 70 million followers on Instagram at an unprecedented speed, the question was no longer whether history had been made, but how it happened so fast and why the world could not look away. Before you read further, ask yourself this: if influence were a currency, would anyone today be richer than Taehyung? If this story moves you, surprises you, or makes you pause, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because conversations like this deserve to be shared. Kim Taehyung has officially become the fastest individual in the world to reach 70 million followers on Instagram, a record that instantly elevated him into a league beyond statistics and algorithms. With this milestone, V is now the most followed Korean solo male artist on Instagram, surpassing industry expectations and redefining what global stardom looks like in the era of digital intimacy. Yet the true story does not lie solely in the number itself. 70 million is not just a figure. It is a reflection of millions of individual decisions, moments of connection, and emotional investments made by people across cultures, languages, and continents who feel seen, inspired, or comforted by him. The shock of this achievement lies in its speed. In a digital landscape where growth is often calculated, engineered, and monetized through aggressive promotion, Taehyung's rise unfolded with a quiet inevitability. There was no overexposure, no calculated flood of content, no desperation to remain visible. Instead, his account grew through presence rather than noise. Each post felt like an invitation rather than an announcement, a shared moment rather than a performance. This subtlety became his signature. And in a world saturated with forced engagement, authenticity emerged as the most powerful algorithm of all. When Taehyung first opened his personal Instagram account, the world already anticipated something big. Still, few could have predicted the scale and velocity of what followed. Within hours, millions gathered. Within days, records began to fall. Within months, global social media history had to make space for a new standard. Reaching 70 million followers, at a pace unseen before, was not merely a triumph over previous records. It was a statement about cultural gravity. People were not following a trend. They were following a person. What makes this record emotionally resonant is that it arrived without spectacle. There was no dramatic countdown, no celebratory announcement engineered to spark virality. One moment, the number climbed quietly. The next, the world realized a line had been crossed. Fans discovered it together, screenshots spread organically, and disbelief rippled through online communities. Could this be real? Did it really happen this fast? The astonishment was not manufactured. It was shared, raw, and collective. Taehyung's Instagram is not a conventional celebrity platform. It reads less like a curated brand campaign and more like a visual diary. A blurred photograph, an unguarded smile, a shadow on a wall, a simple caption that feels personal yet universal. These fragments invite interpretation, allowing followers to project their own emotions into each image. This openness creates intimacy, and intimacy breeds loyalty. 70 million people did not just click follow. They chose to stay. This record also marks a pivotal moment for Korean solo artists on the global stage. While K-pop as a group-driven phenomenon has long dominated international charts and platforms, Taehyung's achievement underscores the power of individual artistry within that ecosystem. As a solo male Korean artist, his Instagram following now stands as a symbol of both personal magnetism and cultural reach. It challenges outdated assumptions that language or geography limit influence, proving instead that emotion is a universal language. Behind this digital phenomenon lies a deeper narrative of trust. Taehyung has built his career not on constant accessibility, but on meaningful presence. He appears when he chooses, speaks when he feels something worth sharing, and retreats without explanation when he needs to. In a media culture that often demands perpetual visibility, this restraint feels radical. Paradoxically, it is this very distance that draws people closer. Followers do not feel overwhelmed. They feel honored when he shares a piece of his world. As the number climbed towards 70 million, anticipation grew quietly among fans. There was excitement, but also a kind of reverence. This was not just about breaking a record. It was about witnessing a moment that felt historically inevitable. When the milestone was reached, reactions were not just celebratory, but emotional. Many spoke of pride, not merely as fans, but as witnesses to something rare. Some described feeling as though they had grown alongside him. From trainee days to global icon, from crowded stages to a single post seen by millions. The emotional weight of this achievement is tied to Taehyung's journey itself. His artistry has always carried vulnerability. Through music, visuals, and public presence, he has allowed glimpses of uncertainty, reflection, and growth. This humanity resonates deeply in a digital world that often rewards perfection over honesty. His Instagram does not demand admiration. It invites empathy. This distinction transforms followers into participants, not spectators. From a cultural perspective, reaching 70 million followers faster than anyone before signals a shift in how influence is measured. Traditional metrics of fame relied on exposure through television, print, and controlled media narratives. Social media, however, introduces a more democratic dynamic. Every follower is an active choice. Every like, comment, and share is a micro-affirmation. Taehyung's record is therefore not just about reach, but about resonance. It suggests that millions see value, comfort, or inspiration in simply staying connected to him. The global reaction to this milestone further illustrates its impact. Across time zones, languages, and platforms, fans and observers alike pause to acknowledge the moment. The news traveled without official press releases or corporate amplification. It spread through conversations, fan communities, and shared disbelief. This organic dissemination reinforces the authenticity of the achievement. No external force pushed this record into existence. It happened because people wanted it to happen. There is also an underlying question that this moment raises. What does influence mean in 2026? Is it the ability to sell products, dominate charts, or shape trends? Or is it something quieter and more enduring, the ability to make people feel connected across vast distances? Taehyung's Instagram presence suggests the latter. His posts rarely instruct. They do not demand consumption. Instead, they offer atmosphere, emotion, and space. In that space, followers find their own meaning. As the fastest individual to reach 70 million followers, Taehyung now occupies a unique position in digital history. Records, by nature, invite comparison, but this one resists simplification. It is not just a race won. It is a pattern revealed. It shows that audiences crave sincerity in an age of spectacle. It demonstrates that silence, when meaningful, can speak louder than constant noise. It proves that a single person, grounded in artistry and authenticity, can transcend algorithms. This achievement also carries symbolic weight for those who have followed Taehyung's career from the beginning. They have watched him evolve, experiment, stumble, and rise. Seeing him claim a global record as an individual feels like a culmination of years of quiet dedication. It validates the belief that artistry rooted in emotion has lasting power. For many, this milestone feels personal, as though a shared journey has reached a defining chapter. Yet even as the headlines declare records broken and titles claimed, Taehyung himself remains characteristically understated. There is no dramatic celebration, no overt acknowledgement. This restraint reinforces the very qualities that made the achievement possible. The record exists not because it was pursued aggressively, but because it emerged naturally from a relationship between artist and audience built over time. The question now is not what comes next in numerical terms. Numbers will continue to grow. Records will eventually be challenged, and platforms will evolve. The real question is whether this moment marks a lasting shift in how influence is earned and sustained. If Taehyung's journey is any indication, the answer lies not in chasing metrics, but in cultivating meaning. 70 million followers stand as a testament to the power of presence, emotion, and authenticity. They represent millions of lives, briefly intersecting with one person's artistic orbit. They tell a story of connection that cannot be reduced to data alone. And as the digital world moves forward, this moment will remain a reference point, a reminder that influence built on sincerity leaves a deeper imprint. So ask yourself again, how did this happen so fast? And why did it feel so inevitable? Perhaps the answer lies in the spaces between the posts, in the silence that invites attention, in the humanity that transcends screens. Kim Taehyung did not just break an Instagram record. He reminded the world that true influence begins not with numbers, but with trust.